Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exclusive news update where we keep our finger firmly on the pulse of the sporting world. Today, our spotlight shines not on a record-breaking performance or a championship triumph, but rather on a compelling story of twists, missed opportunities, and the relentless business side of the NFL. For those who have followed the journey of former New England Patriots wide receiver Phillip Dorsett, today marks yet another chapter, perhaps the most telling one, in his turbulent career as he faces release from yet another team. Let's dive deep into what this means for Dorsett, for the New England Patriots, and for the constantly shifting landscape of professional football. The winds of change are sweeping through Foxborough. With the offseason in full swing, the New England Patriots have finally answered the calls of their fan base, making bold moves to support rookie quarterback Drake May. The headlines are ablaze. Stefon Diggs and Mac Hollins, two veteran receivers, have landed in New England. For years, Patriots supporters longed for their team to invest in high-caliber receivers, lamenting what many saw as the front office's chronic neglect of the position, especially in the twilight of Tom Brady's iconic tenure. These latest signings are more than just personnel shifts. They're a clear message that the franchise is ready to usher in a new era. No longer content to compete with a patchwork lineup of underperforming or untested talent, the Patriots seem determined not to repeat the mistakes of the recent past. For those who recall the troubled history of wide receiver acquisitions, one name jumps out, a name that Patriots fans will remember all too well: Phillip Dorsett. Let's rewind to the days when the Patriots, seeking immediate firepower, decided to trade backup quarterback Jacoby Brissett to the Indianapolis Colts in exchange for the speedy, yet inconsistent wide receiver Phillip Dorsett. At the time, this move seemed prudent. The Patriots urgently needed to bolster their receiving core to maximize their Super Bowl window. But hindsight, as always, is 20/20. In practice, the trade tilted heavily in the Colts' favor. Brissett found stability in a role in Indianapolis and beyond, while Dorsett struggled to establish himself as anything more than a situational deep threat, failing to meet the lofty expectations placed upon him. He flashed moments of promise, yes, but ultimately couldn't break through in a system known for turning unheralded receivers into household names. As a result, Dorsett's name became synonymous with missed potential, an athlete stuck in the revolving door of opportunity, unable to grasp a lasting foothold. After his stint in New England, Phillip Dorsett's career reads like a map of the NFL landscape. The former first-round pick bounced from the Seattle Seahawks to the Jacksonville Jaguars, tried his luck with the Houston Texans, took a shot with the Denver Broncos, and most recently, attempted to carve out a role with the Atlanta Falcons. Each new beginning appeared promising, a chance to make good on and perhaps finally realize his potential. Yet time and time again, those hopes have been dashed. Here's the reality. Dorsett never found the consistency or chemistry that NFL teams demand. While he exhibited flashes of his trademark speed and athleticism, the inability to consistently produce or contribute to key moments in games ultimately saw his standing diminish. Coaches valued reliability and versatility. Dorsett struggled to deliver either on a sustained basis. In a league that thrives on fierce competition and relentless performance, potential simply isn't enough to cement your place. So, what happened in Atlanta? Why did the Falcons decide to let Phillip Dorsett go? The situation there offered a glimmer of hope for the embattled receiver. Atlanta, sporting a talented trio in Drake London, Darnell Mooney, and Ray McCloud, lacked proven depth at receiver. This scenario would, in theory, be an open invitation for a seasoned veteran like Dorsett to make his mark and fill a necessary role, especially as an insurance policy against injuries or to spell starters. But that did not happen. In what many perceive as a purely business move, the Falcons released Dorsett to make room for a special teams addition. Not a dazzling new wideout, nor a major free agent coup, but a roster tweak that sent a clear message. For Atlanta's staff, Dorsett was not seen as a contributor to their hopes of winning football. In other words, his presence offered no real upside, even in a position group short on star power beyond its starters. When your value dips low enough to be seen as expendable for a special team spot, rather than a coveted offensive contributor, the writing is on the wall. Let's take the pulse of Patriots fans in the wake of Dorsett's release. To say that New England's loyal supporters are surprised would be a stretch. From the moment Dorsett left town, the Consensus among fans, analysts, and former players was clear. The partnership never truly clicked. Now, with Drake May's arrival signifying a full-scale rebuild at quarterback, the team is determined to construct a new identity, one rooted in youthful optimism and fresh talent. Could a Dorsett reunion ever have made sense? The answer, to most, seems that bridge was burned long ago. The Patriots' current trajectory, eyeing the future, investing in new offensive weapons, and learning from the drafting and signing mistakes of years past, makes it highly unlikely they'd entertain bringing back a player whose time in Foxborough didn't yield the desired results. The Dorsett era is, in short, a closed book. At 31 years of age and with a resume marked by unrealized promise, Phillip Dorsett now faces one of the most critical junctures in his professional career. Will another NFL franchise see a glimmer of value in his experience and raw athleticism? Or does this latest cut signal the closing of a once bright, now flickering career? There's always a chance. Football is a game that rewards perseverance, and stories of late career resurgences are not unheard of. Some coaches value a veteran's insight and discipline in the locker room, regardless of dwindling on-field production. Then again, the league is relentless in its hunt for the next fresh-faced, cost-effective talent, one who can do more, or at least as much, for less. Dorsett's future in football may hinge on whether he's willing to accept a reduced role or morph his game to fit the needs of teams desperately seeking special teams help, rather than highlight real catches. Whatever happens next, Dorsett's career is a cautionary tale of just how fleeting success can be in the NFL, and how even first-round picks can struggle to find their niche if circumstances don't align. As another offseason unfolds and teams recalibrate their rosters, the story of Phillip Dorsett offers vital lessons for franchises, players, and fans alike. The journey from prized prospect to perpetual journeyman is often shorter than we imagine. Each roster spot is precious, every opportunity fleeting. For the Patriots, their new direction is sparking optimism and excitement. For Dorsett, the search for a new home continues, his story still being written, for better or worse. What do you think about Phillip Dorsett's NFL journey? Do you believe he deserves another shot? Or is it time for teams to invest in new talent? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this exclusive deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button. Your feedback and support help us bring all the latest and most intriguing sports news straight to you. Until next time, stay tuned and stay passionate.